Okay, today Kevin and I are sitting together because Penny has been asking me how Kevin and I met, the story of how we met, and was that it? Just how we met? Oh, and our first date. I knew there was more to it. How we met and our first date. So this, I don't know that this will be interesting to a lot of people or not, but we actually met at school. Kevin
at college, not in high school.
Kevin was going to school for electronics. I was going to school for nursing. Yes, believe it or not, I was in nursing school. So I do you want me to start or do you want to? Okay.
Yeah, because you were the one.
I'm really the one that initiated everything because I have the more aggressive personality. So I saw Kevin every day. He would come in the cafeteria. At that time, the school had a cafeteria, and you could eat, and it was awesome. But he would sit at the same table with a group of people every day from his classes. There were probably 5 guys and 2 girls. And when I first started watching him, I didn't know if one of the girls was maybe his girlfriend or something like that. So every single day I would just like stare at them, and they would play Uno and skip-bo and stuff like that during lunch. And so I told one of my girlfriends in nursing, that I really thought that he was hot. I thought he was something. And at the time, his hair was longer and it would curl at the back. And he no beard, no facial hair at all. Kevin had never had facial hair really, not for any long period of time at all before he met me. And so he looked completely different. I'll have to put some pictures at the end of how he looked around that age. So I told one of my friends that I thought he was really hot, and I think she probably got tired of hearing about him every day and me saying, look at him, look at him. Look what he's doing, look what he's wearing, So she went... Bless you. She went to Bobby, right?
I think so.
She went to a guy, one of Kevin's friends.
One of the guys I sat with.
Yeah, and she told Bobby that I was interested in you, and then Bobby told you. Mm-hmm. And then what happened?
And I got Bobby to... It was right before spring break.
Spring break.
No, spring break.
It was before spring break.
Right before spring break, we get a week off. Just in case you don't know what spring break is. We get a week off. And it was like literally that Thursday or Friday, whatever it was, before spring break. It had to have been Thursday
it was that
Thursday
day,
or Friday. It was like Friday. It was the last day we were going to be at school, and I got Bobby to go chase her down. He literally chased her down in the parking lot.
Oh yeah, I was about to get in my car and didn't know who this guy was.
And got her phone number.
And I recognized the guy, but I'm thinking the whole time as he's coming towards me, surely to goodness he doesn't think it was him that I was interested in, because it wasn't him, it was Kevin.
So anyway, he got her phone number, mm-hmm. And so I got home and I called, and we made arrangements to meet up the next day, didn't we? That Saturday?
Yeah. But I'll never forget what he said to me on the phone, that my voice was a lot deeper than what he expected.
I think she was just nervous and talking on the phone, and
But I remember that, the lot deeper, I don't know why.
It wasn't a bad voice.
I was probably nervous.
It was a deep, sexy voice,
like Kathleen Turner.
But you gotta remember, this was
Lauren Bacall.
This was before the days of cell phones. So this was on regular old telephone.
A real phone.
A real phone you sit down and talk to. So we sat and talked for probably 20 minutes, didn't we, that first time, I think?
On the phone?
Yeah. Just kind of getting to know each other a little bit, where we wanted to go, that kind of thing.
So I'd always lived in Winchester, and then Kevin always lived in Lexington. So we agreed that we would meet. There's like a McDonald's between Winchester and Lexington, and we agreed that we would meet at that McDonald's and then go from there in his car. And so talk about what you thought about my car.
Her car was a dumpy little car.
I had a Dodge Omni, and it was silver. It was a silver.
Is that the rusted one?
Yes, that was.
It looked like it caught on fire. It looked like all the paint had been burnt off the front hood. It was funny. Because I think I even asked, did it catch on fire? There was just no paint on the front.
That was just the car. It was just the car. It was the way it was. It was just, it was a Dodge Omni.
So anyway, we met up at McDonald's.
Yeah.
And I brought one single rose.
He did.
Because it's all
the
like
only rose I have ever gotten in all these years.
That's not true. I bought you flowers since then. Not a lot though.
Not
she doesn't
a lot.
like flowers. She doesn't like wildflowers because they die.
I like them, but
You just don't want to waste the money on them.
I don't want to waste the money. That's
So, anyway.
They all die. I don't want to waste the money. I don't want to spend $40 and then there's $40 and you don't have anything to show for it. I would rather have something to keep for the $40.
So once I picked you up, where'd we go?
We went and ate. We went to eat at that. It was it was called the Sizzler.
Yeah. It was like a steak place.
It was a steak place. It was called the Sizzler, and what I didn't know was that you had already eaten or something, and so
I had worked all day.
So he hardly got it. Here I'm starving, thinking we're gonna get a steak or something.
And she could have.
And I could have, but I was always brought up that the girl should look to what the guy orders, and that will tell you how much money he has. You know, if he's ordering a steak, well then he must have money for both of us to eat a steak. If he's only ordering a cheeseburger, then that means I shouldn't order anything. I don't think you should order anything that's more expensive than what he orders. That's just what I was always taught. That's good manners. So he got like the salad bar. And so I got the salad bar and then hardly ate any of it at all, because when you're on a first date, I think salads should be a no-no.
Wow.
It's just messy. I think trying to get a lot of restaurants don't cut the lettuce up good enough, and it can be messy. And the dressing, we know somebody personally who the dressing, when he eats dressing, it's all over the place. It's all over the place. And so anyway.
But I told her to get whatever she wanted.
So I
she
was
chose
hungry.
To get a salad bar.
But we drove around a lot.
We sit there and talked for a long time.
We sit there and talked, but then we rode around for a while.
I don't remember where all we went. I do remember we ended up at Denny's.
We ended up at Denny's.
Which is, they still have Denny's, don't they?
In some
places. It's kind of like a Jerry's, Denny's, Frisch's. They're all kind of related. It's just a sit-down restaurant that has... they had a salad bar and a dinner bar and breakfast bar.
But we just got Cokes. Kevin got a Coke and I got a Coke. And we probably sit there for...
We sit there until like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Because they're open 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
And like I said, there's no cell phones. So her mom's worried about her.
My mom, I thought his name was... I didn't know his name was Kevin Dunn. I thought it was...
Dunn or something
Kevin something else. So my mom had gotten up and put rollers in her hair, and she was gonna, like, I don't know what she was gonna do. She was worried. She didn't know where I was, or
and it was 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, and I had never done anything like that before in my life. I mean, that's just not me at all, to just to not do. But it seems like we did go by your mom and dad's, and I tried to use the phone.
And you tried to call.
And it was busy, or they didn't answer, or something. There was some deal where I did try to get through to her and could not get through for some reason. So anyway, after that, it was like love. I mean, like instantaneous. Like,
it was.
I knew that night that I wanted to be with him forever. I knew I did not want him to go home. I did not want to have to go home myself.
I think we even said we loved each other within a week. I mean, it was very short.
Very
like the next
short.
weekend.
It was very short.
Yeah.
And so that was like spring break. So that was probably April, and then we got married in December.
Same year.
December of that same year. I assume people realize, of that same year. It was that quick. We just, we were together every chance we could be together. Kevin was always here, or I was always at his house. And so we just knew immediately.
No.
So.
Been happy ever since?
Yeah.
Truly.
You're still happy?
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm a little bit heavy, too.
And just real quick to add on to the story, that's how we met, and that's how our first date went. Yeah. We had many dates. I would fall asleep over sometimes watching movies and stuff.
Yeah, I can remember my dad coming home from work
because he worked third shift as a police officer.
He was a police officer, and Kevin being asleep, and it's like, oh my gosh.
But he didn't get mad about it. I mean, because it's not like we were doing anything.
No,
we were laying across the bed watching TV, and we both just fell asleep.
Yeah,
so it wasn't anything. But we were very comfortable with each other. We've always been very comfortable with each other.
Yeah.
So, but our marriage story, real short story. We were going to school still. I was like finishing up my last time, and Tami was still had a little bit longer to go.
Yeah.
And we both just kind of looked at each other and goes, "Why don't we just go down and get married?" So we literally went down. It was a lunch break. We got like an hour or two for lunch.
We got an hour. It was 1 hour for lunch.
And we literally went down to the courthouse, got the paperwork done. We went to the justice of the peace, the court, and got married. And we went to McDonald's for lunch afterwards.
We ate at McDonald's afterwards.
And went back to school, and we were.
I got married in a pair of blue jeans and a gray hoodie. Yeah.
So you don't need to spend thousands of dollars to be happy just because you get married.
And I have never regretted it. I've never been one of these girls, though, that grows up dreaming of her dream wedding and her wedding dress and all that. I've never been one of those girls anyway. But no, you do not. In my opinion, you don't need a big wedding. And if Ashley decides to have a big wedding, that's fine. Then I think that would be beautiful. Anything she chose would be beautiful. But if she decided to elope or just have something really simple, it wouldn't bother me, because I know that you truly don't have to. You don't have to get married in a church. The atmosphere, to me, it just doesn't matter. Yeah. It's just the commitment between.
And a lot of people would say that you really need to be married by a preacher.
That didn't matter to us.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're married in the eyes of God. And honestly, the justice of the peace that did it did use God and stuff like that.
Right.
So they may not have been a minister, but they did it in a religious manner, I guess you would say.
Right.
So I didn't feel uncomfortable about it. So
right.
So we've been happy ever since.
So hopefully you enjoyed getting to hear about this. Hopefully it didn't bore you to death, and I will add some pictures at the end.
Oh Lord. And if you have any other questions for us, feel free to ask in comments. We're pretty open people. I mean, unless it's really weird and crazy, we probably wouldn't answer that. But normal stuff, we don't mind.
Yeah, we don't mind.
We're pretty open book.
We don't mind. So thanks for watching.